Whereas today's cookery shows are less about food and more about lifestyle. Take the delicious Miss Dahl, in which a blonde supermodel floats around a lovely kitchen bibbling on about foodie-wood.
A good bit of lemon zest. I think to have a dish named after you, you have to be a bit of a diva. I do, however, I think, have a bra named after me. Much rather have a dish, but I have a bra.
Certainly makes my mouth water, which is handy because it also makes me feel like spitting at the screen. Still, if the way you feed your family has become an aspirational lifestyle choice, so has having a family full stop.
Hey parent, do you remember when you biologically converted a spoonful of recently expelled gunk into one of these screaming attention seekers? Well, little did you realise that what you were doing was creating a living, breathing status symbol, although that is precisely what you were doing. Despite being short and stupid and contributing nothing of value to society whatsoever, children are inexplicably held up as not just a good thing, but a miraculous thing, like enchanted forest deities whose every squeak, dribble and fart should be applauded like it's a Mozart concerto.
There are sickening playgroup franchises devoted to keeping them entertained. There's even a 24-hour channel consisting of nothing but the live coronations of toddlers.
The whole world is subject to the power and empire.
And advertisers know how much parents adore their kids, so they shit out aspirational ads that prey on their paternal instincts and heighten the sense that these magical imps need protection. One problem with treating kids like delicate Fabergé eggs is you become so dementedly paranoid about any misfortune befalling them that you end up sealing them indoors around the clock, effectively locking them in a prison that serves organic food in which every surface has been sprayed 86 times with antibacterial disinfectant before those fingers can touch it. So they sit there indoors, growing up in the flickering glare of aspirational imagery, soaking it all up brightly coloured kids shows which make stardom seem both attainable and desirable, swanky seductive adverts where a celebrity tells you you're special.
Because we're worth it.
And glossily packaged celebrity piddle like the Saturdays 24/7, which largely consists of banal footage of singing Five Knuckle Shuffle the Saturdays, punting about like children, dressing up, drawing, playing with their soft toys, dressing up, tickling each other, making and doing, dressing up, playing Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush, dressing up as their mums, dressing up, climbing the trees, face painting and dressing up. One natural consequence of long-term exposure to this kind of piffle is the kids who watch it grow up wanting to be treated like celebrities themselves, becoming self-obsessed little emperors in the process. For evidence, tune into MTV's My Super Sweet 16. Not so much a show, more an orchestrated smear campaign against humankind in general. Some of it is punishingly depressing. For instance, here a brat's mum buys her a $67,000 Lexus for her birthday.
Happy birthday! What the hell? I don't want my car now! Happy birthday. No! What the hell? I don't want my car now! Oh, Mom!
But she's unhappy because she didn't want it until the night of her birthday party.
I can't believe she's such an idiot! She just ruined the whole party! Everything! She just ruined everything! You ruined my life! I hate you! We're leaving! The party's off!
You know, I think this might actually be an Al-Qaeda recruitment film. Far from being just an American thing, this kind of ostentatious kiddie spoiling has now leapt across the Atlantic and onto our shores and has its own British spin-off, My Super Sweet 16 UK. Here, in a characteristically unedifying episode, we meet a young lad called Freddie, who's more spoiled than the average ancient Babylonian prince. He lives in a massive house, has a racehorse named after him, is driven everywhere in a huge limousine, and thinks nothing of blowing a fortune on gaudy bling bullshit. Freddie's birthday is fast approaching, but rather than setting up a Facebook page or sending out invites like a normal Earth-dwelling citizen, he holds an X Factor style audition to decide who can attend.
You all ready to be judged?
Jesus Christ.
It's bad news. You're gonna have to spend a lot of money on a brand new outfit because you're coming to the party.
Come on!
Come the night itself, he arrives in a choreographed simulation of a red carpet celebrity event. It's a strange thing, really, to think that within my lifetime, teenage aspirations have morphed from being able to pull off a pretty good BMX trick or having fewer spots to being showered with adulation like your Lady Gaga and Peter Andre crossed with God.
Make no mistake, the next generation is going to be horrible. If I was Education Secretary, which I'm not currently, I'd force every school in the country to run cartoons telling kids they were worthless just to counterbalance it all.
Howie the Hare was gaily hopping down Dingle Bell Way one morning when he stopped. He looked up into the clouds, and he was struck by the notion of just how insignificant he was in the grand scheme of things. How it didn't matter if he wanted carrots for dinner, or if his paw hurt, or even if he caught his cheek on some barbed wire and got an infected face and died. None of these things mattered a squid, he realised, because despite what Mummy kept saying, he didn't matter a squid, which is why it didn't matter that moments later he was killed by a meteorite.
Way back yonder, you know, in the past, folk only achieved a level of what might be termed celebrity by displaying a remarkable level of talent, whereas during the current confused period of human history, it's apparently possible to become famous merely for inhaling and exhaling on camera. The galaxy of fame has a complex, ever-shifting hierarchy. Burning brightest are the proper stars, actors and musicians and the like. Some become supergiants like Beyoncé or Brad Pitt, and they're also insanely powerful. If George Clooney called a live, globally televised press conference during which he plucked out 2 of his chest hairs and said he'd post them to the first viewer to turn round and murder a member of their own family, thousands would perish. There's a fun little fact for you. This bona fide constellation also includes some dwarf stars. For example, Adam Woodyat, who plays Ian Beale, is one of the most recognisable faces in Britain, but because he plays a fish and chip shop owner, people consider him intrinsically low rent and almost certainly treat him accordingly in the street.
Hey, Bill! Billy Bob! Hey, Bill! Billy is a piss drop. He runs a chip shop in Albert Square. The filthy queer! Wash your peace, Billy! Wash your peace!
See, that's the funny thing about appearing on television. People treat you like the thing you portray. If the late former Labour leader Hugh Gateskill walked down the street, they'd react differently.
Gateskill! Yeah, it's Gateskill! You are ya! Gateskill! You!
Probably. Then there's the newest cluster, not really stars at all, more huge balls of antimatter, like Jordan or Lindsay Lohan, who act as sort of sanctioned hate sponges, feeding off the animosity of the general public, growing bigger and bigger until they implode. The sheer amount of vitriol many people harbour for these anti-celebs is staggering. They hate them and hate them and hate them, with the same dogged indignance of racists.
Good.
Showbiz git-gorp rags exploit the fact that we both hate and love celebrities, which is why their every imperfection gets looked over and circled by their vile staff.
That's definitely a weird bruise.
Okay, let's go with weird bruise.
It won't be long until they start offering an interactive online service which lets their disgusting readers zoom into each photograph in infinite detail like it's Google Bloody Earth, tagging and logging each minuscule flaw so we can build up a comprehensive overview of just how many scotty little horrid bits we can unearth on the surfaces of the world's most beautiful women.
If even the world's most inherently gorgeous people are subject to that kind of scrutiny, how can Joanne Average possibly compete? Well, she can't, obviously, so her entire life becomes one long, slow, emotional breakdown, and frankly, she looks like a pig when she cries. Still, at least no one's judging ordinary people, apart from the television. Style by Jury is a TV show as basic and cruel as an assault in a railway station toilet. Each week a woman is invited onto the show to meet the host, in the belief she's being auditioned for a makeover programme.
And she is, except the audition takes place in front of a one-way mirror with a jury behind it, eerie fellow humans preparing to judge her.
On our jury today, a lawyer, a flight attendant, a writer. We've asked them to give us their honest first impressions of Orit. Jury, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's bring her in.
Then in comes the quarry.
Hi.
Oh my god, pigtails? She looks like a 15-year-old schoolgirl. She looks like a little girl trapped in a 6-year-old body.
It's like she takes a short bus everywhere. Look at the hair.
Ah, what a judgmental, fat, bald, bearded arsehole.
Do you live by yourself now?
I live with my mom, actually.
Yeah.
That explains it.
Yeah.
It seems almost as if she's married to her mother.
I think that her mother dresses her ugly so that no one will date her and she stays at home and takes care of her.
Not that they just judge her outward appearance. No, they judge her inner life too.
What do you do for fun?
Watch a lot of TV. I like to watch movies, but I stay inside the house a lot.
Looks as though she's hurting inside, emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
She seems like a very lonely person. She looks like she's given up on herself and online.
Having established she's not televisual enough, said dumpling gets examined by terrifying dentists, zapped with some kind of face nicifying laser, and restyled until she looks like she actually belongs on TV.
There are also shows which aim to offer an internal makeover by making normal people come to terms with their own bodies.
Such as Naked, a BBC Three psychological boot camp horror fest in which people who feel inadequate are encouraged to vent those feelings for their own good and our entertainment.
Shout, I am fat, so that you blow away every single statement that you've ever thought you heard, every glance that you think somebody might have passed you. I am fat! My God, I actually louder than that. Let it go. Come on, let this go. I am fat! That was amazing. Amazing.
I am disturbed by this programme. And once those pesky feelings of inadequacy have been flushed away, they're encouraged to get their tits out for their own good and our entertainment again.
Hold onto your boobs while I just take the... Good girl.
It's like a weird sex cult that preys on the vulnerable, basically, minus the exciting bit at the end where the police surround the compound and the leader convinces everyone to eat a cyanide lasagna. Still, little wonder the normal, ordinary person feels worthless, because the aspirational whirlpool is, if anything, speeding up. Every image on television is growing more glamorous and dreamlike by the moment. The adverts are becoming more unhinged in their desperate quest for things to aspire to. Even everyday products have lost their minds, and they don't even have minds.
Wear jewels and flowers every day.
Every day? I'm not Elton John.
Infuse your clothes with the elegant fragrance of white diamond and lotus flower.
Diamonds, I've always thought they reek. Must be a classy product, this. Something really exclusive.
Part of the new Infusions collection. From bold 2-in-1. A little more luxury in your laundry.
Me, we're doomed. And as for food, well, even dog food, which used to be flogged with a sort of gruff, matronly friendliness,
Looks good, it cuts well, and it's meaty. It's nourishment, solid nourishment.
has become a gourmet signature dish for you to plop down in front of some four-legged Caesar.
Carefully sourced ingredients, balanced with selected vegetable toppings.
Won't look so nice when he shits it out down the park. Actually, it probably will. Even cribs got more extreme with the incredible teen cribs. How are you meant to aspire to be someone's child?
All right, enough of that. Let's go check out my spa.
And the worship of money, just raw money, got worse so bad there were rap videos which look more like satirical visions of empty excess. It's actually not clear who this is demeaning the most, the women, black people in general, or me, the viewer. Haven't seen that much money being mindlessly thrown at a shuddering arse since CNN hired Piers Morgan. Before long, behaving like a massive swaggering twat wasn't just acceptable, it was openly encouraged. Who does P. Diddy think he is, King?
I am King. The new fragrance for men from Sean John.
You am King Unbelievable. Faced with all these unattainable dreams, little wonder so many people in so many places got themselves wedged so deep in debt.
People bought houses and bragged about how the value kept zooming up through the skyline. In fact, they didn't seem to be houses at all, but enchanted coin-shitting machines. It was all a collective delusion, and none of it was real.
And it wasn't just homeowners, no, the whole world had dreamed itself into a wistful financial thought bubble, which popped.
Today, stock markets across the world tumbled, imploded, continued to collapse like deflated dirigibles.
And what could you do then? Well, according to this creepy ad, you could flog some of the bling you'd accumulated to Dale Winton. How magical.
My son is desperate for a laptop, so I'm really hoping for 150 quid.
David, good news?
I think £195. Cash my gold.
Haven't got any gold, Dale. Do you accept kidneys? And when the money ran completely dry, so did all your dreams, and you'd lose the one thing you were still clinging on to, your aspiration kennel, your home.
Still, if you lost your house, you could always apply some of those grand design style tips to your new abode.
Simon & Juniper's new home consists of an audacious cardboard hexahedron situated in traditional alleyway surroundings. A flap-style entrance leads to a cosy interior combination living room and sleeping area, insulated with reclaimed newsprint flooring. Best of all, the entire structure is recyclable and can be used to bury their bodies should their life together come to an abrupt end during a cold snap.
Well, I say nuts and boo to all these prettified, insidious televisual delusions. Best to hammer shut your dream flap so you don't want for anything anyway, and you're perfectly content to squat around in your own steaming muck. And hey, if it all gets too much, just do what I do and glug your way to Fantasy Island on the good ship Liquid Brain Killer. Yeah, or you could always switch your TV off, stop living on some kind of rubbish tip and actually just enjoy yourself like me.
Well, I'm not surprised Mr. Brooker's laughing. BBC One has the makings of Come Fly With Me in a minute, which is bound to be a giggle. Whilst on BBC Three, Coming of Age continues.